Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another mod stream. We are live. And, I talked about modding the like button yesterday. I talked about modding the subscriber button. It looks like there's a little bit of a desync when I first did that. So, you know, that shit happens. Sorry about that, but it should be fixed now. So, check it out now. All right, anyway, no content to plug today. Just going straight into development. What's going on, Tittaman? How you doing? Thank you, Tittaman. Thank you. We rely on testers like yourself. If you want to be as cool as Tittaman, you know what to do. All right, so I've been a little bit, working on some testing and stuff for the desyncs, try to fix those issues. Does look like we were able to resolve a lot of problems surrounding the central desync, but not the actual central desync. So the vision hash is still different for each player that has a distinct set of vision. So if you're got shared vision with somebody, that you're synchronized, but anybody else will still get fucked. However, we were able to fix a lot of other edge cases, right? Which is nice. So, what's going on, Ilya? I think that's you, Ilya. I just assume anybody who's got the Cyrillic language text is you, actually. Hope you're doing well. I was going back over some of the other content that I had put together, trying to find out when the desyncs really started happening, but they've actually been happening for a long, long time. So we know what specifically is desyncing. The sprites data extender that lets us have custom, like additional sprite entries, is the reason for the desync. So there's something fucked up with that. We fixed iCore was able to fix a ton of things related to it. Like he's got a couple of commits here in the GitHub that are specifically meant to fix a lot of those issues. So in that respect, it's pretty cool. All right. And I just also was able to add the ion field from DF, which is pretty cool. Oh, shit. I hope you're feeling okay. That's a scary prospect for a lot of people. But I guess, I mean, you're here, so. So we got to figure out what we want to do today. No, this is the 17th. What's going on, Kian? How you doing? Okay. So just writing some last things down that I want to tackle. All right. So iCore was also able to work on this, and for all I can tell, it seemed, I haven't actually tested it yet, but he said that everything seemed to be working. So we're going to move these abilities around a little bit, and we're going to say I'm not sure why there's a disabled string for that. That doesn't really make any sense to me. Okay, we're going to set it to the ensnare string, and we had it. Okay, and then in use tech, I should set it to that. Okay. And I can go in here and edit the tech data. So I believe we initially thought that the where's the queen at? Here we go. Well, I hope that you two have some fun there. Okay. See, the only thing I'm not sure about is that the ability, since it has a timer of 12, I'm going to say that that range should be higher than 3. That should probably be 6. Just like the range of the... whatever we've got going on here. 192px. Yeah, I feel like this is probably fine to make it 6 pixel or 6 range. Oh, I just realized that the title of the ensnaring brood ability is still considered a brood spawn. Pretty hilarious. Ensnaring brood. Fix that. Especially if we're going to make the energy 100. But even then, I think because it's only like 8 seconds or whatever. Oh no, 12 seconds in time. I don't know. It's hard to balance. But I say since I'm buffing the range, I think it's fine to keep it at 100. 6 range. We'll say fix name and update range. And then in tech data, I can set the energy to 100. And Parasite has to go down to 75 because then it's now the primary spell. Oh, yeah, right here. Nice. Okay, so we get that. So assuming this works now with the latest GPTP and all that, which I still have to build, everything should be good. Actually, I should go back up here because that'll be really... Icor and I also talked about the future for Zerg units that are going to be added in probably soon. I'm essentially reliant on DF to put together a script for extracting another game's assets and sorting it. And he's not going to be interested in doing that until the Ion Cannon is finished. So we'll get that first, I think. Not sure about what's coming afterwards. And then, I guess in Unit Destructor Special, I should find infested. Turn and get rid of the ensnare. Oh shit, this is actually important for me to add to. Who would have guessed? What's going on, Lucy? Okay, anyway. That should be added to the bug fix list. I should test the Devourer fix, actually. Okay, so that fixed that. Let's pop in here. What am I doing anyway? Yeah, it looks like you can't cancel that anymore, so that's good. Oh yeah, I was gonna test queens. That's pretty deadly, man. I like that. Okay, so we definitely need to adjust some things. For one, I need to go back and see where ensnaring brood. Okay. So it looks like in-game hooks we had some changes. Okay, we're going to set this to 6. Get rid of this comment. And this comment. I thought this is how Quare was going to implement. Well, I thought about implementing it this way, but it seems so fucking wasteful to use a second entry for that. TBH. Also, this should be 12. So I need to do a setup here of an image ID. We'll say it's 1281. Okay. So now I've got the overlay code set up. Taking care of the range, I've taken care of the duration. Okay. So now what we need, for sure, is an actual overlay graphic. Then we can comfortably say that this is fully implemented. So... Oh, and yeah, I deleted this infested turn stuff, so that's all set. I guess I can start implementing the LMAX LF, since that should be a relatively simple unit to get the code for done. And I can even probably get a unit ID freed up. Like there's probably one that I can use. The problem that I see with trying to implement it right now is that I want to remove or I want to rework the whole egg system. So we'll say don't say that. Okay. So aside from documenting that, all right, it's time to go hunting for an overlay. Something seems to be messed up with this. That definitely seems wrong. I don't suppose we'll find anything worthwhile here, unfortunately. Yeah, I think the pallets are fucked for these. Oh shit. Actually, Vital Device did have some usable overlays in it, which is weird because the graphics themselves were not suitable. Like the actual unit graphics are all rendered at the wrong angle for Brood War, which kind of sucks because it looks like there's something in here that some stuff in here that might be useful, but I can't use the buildings. I can't use the units. Nothing. The overlays are simply all I know. I feel like this should go in there. And this too. I wonder why everything is orange. Some green projectiles that look like they were stolen from... The fuck? They stored their text as images in the middle of fucking nowhere. Reasonable. Well, I had an upgrade that makes Goliath tankier. There are no upgrades in HYDRA. Besides tiered ones. So I do not have plans to do that, no. I don't think Goliaths in particular need to be tankier, especially since you can build them for cheaper than you could in the vanilla game now, so... Just my 2 cents. Okay. This is all junk. Surely I can get out of here and back to the promised land of some sort of graphic that I can use. Oh. I don't know what the fuck that is. That looks like maybe when it wasn't fucked, it might have been useful, actually. I'm also assuming this is a selection circle or something. What the fuck? Some of these graphics are inexplicable. Looks like more user interface stuff. Say this is like projectile. I feel like a lot of these are repeats. All right, well, unfortunate that that was all that they had. Oh well. What else do we got going on here? This is already converted, right? So I can just dump this. My I still think that can be pretty useful for a couple of different things. There's some nice reads. Oh, I already know about that. Nothing in here really striking me as a... Wonder about that one. Yeah, there will be more advanced walkers eventually. We already have the penumbra, but it's a bit hard to get right now. I mean, I guess for now we can just make it a copy of the one of the relic things. Rude. Overlay. Dozen turns, not clickable, don't use full ice script. 9, 2. I think 2 is G-Fire, but I don't remember. Yeah, 0, 1, 2. You know, I can answer that by jumping into the old new game state thing. I brought their anti-air weapon range up by 1 base because I removed Karen boosters as an upgrade, and because their anti-ground weapon range is 6. So I basically just made it so that they're the same. So they do have +1 base range without the upgrade, but they still miss out on, I think Karen boosters gives them 2 or 3 in vanilla. I don't remember how much exactly because it's been a while. Hey. They don't fuck off when they're moving anymore nearly as much. One of the real benefits of removing upgrades was giving players a consistent understanding of unit strength, and that will be even more consistent once we get rid of the tiered upgrades and instead just have like 10 tiers of tech that you can progress through and just significantly superior like versions. I'm not going to just say it's like, oh, Terran, greater Goliath. It won't be that transparent. There will be like distinctions that maybe one unit en masse is better at dealing with a certain threat than uh, a couple, like a squadron of the more elite units or something. But there's going to be more stuff like that. Sort of like how the Madcap feels like a very souped up Marine in that respect, where they can kind of passively stack up a stim pack in terms of attack speed anyway. Um, that's sort of how I intend to deploy other elite units as well, or not really elite units in this case, just the higher tier units. Listen, Zerglings are pretty powerful, especially if you get them with this ensnaring brute ability I'm going to ship later on. Epic. Since you seem to be a Goliath lover, I guess I'll just horrify you. Uh, just wait for energy. Although this might... No, never mind. Sup, bitch? Well, I don't know, man. They seem pretty good against Zerglings. I think maybe you're just using them wrong. But yeah, now that you can have ensnare, it's even better. More Zerglings, in my opinion. Okay. Whoa, don't zoom out that far. What is this? Some kind of vision test? Eye exam? I still want to find a fucking read for that graphic, dude. Where can I go? Observance. Oh, I like how that's in the old folder when it's still used right now. Big fan. Yeah, well, you're not supposed to just build one Goliath, dude. Build like 6. Build like 10,000 Goliaths. Just do not stop building Goliaths. Then tell me about your Zergling problem. Okay, let's go back to the searching. Forgot about that one. Listen, man. I feel like you're typing in a language you don't understand or something. I've never seen Goliaths lose to Zerglings in the way that you're talking about. I've seen them prioritize dealing with Zerglings when other bigger threats are there, but then you just micro them better, or you kite backwards or something. I don't know. Um, And we'll just say overlay, I guess. Let's jump down. That's not the graphic I wanted. Here we go. I think we could just do 0, 2, or maybe just 2, or just start at 1, honestly. 1, 2, 4. Nice. I think we're good here then. I hope that will look okay. Say snaring brood overlay. And this is image ID 1281. This is 1280. And 544. All right, hopefully that works. You just never know with iScript. Will I add the cerebrate? I was thinking about something like that, but I'm not sure. We'll wait and see on that one. Okay. Classic. Typoed it in one area, but not in any other area. That's just how I am. Oh, I'd ever clear it manually. I can do that in game hooks easily enough, though. We'll say Okay. Should be good there. The other thing that I noticed, though, is that the temp remove graphic stuff should probably be a longer delay, because it does feel little rough right now. So just gonna try that one with and obviously the graphic itself is super placeholder, pretty shit honestly, but see what happens. Yeah, maybe it should even be slower. Yeah, heroes are not going to be in the game, but we can see what I can come up with. I think Cerebrus would probably be used to sit, like, the idea that I would have for Cerebrus is basically that they significantly improve the surrounding Zerg or something. But that way it's like you get a benefit from building them in very specific locations. But I'm not sure exactly what I would want to do or how I would want to do it that way or what. So we shall see. I think that's already... Let me see what I've already got DF to convert for me. I do have Muzzle Flash Spore. I have Muzzle Flash Flame, Shock, but not Phlegm, apparently. I think that actually would work out very nicely, but... we shall see. Yeah, just wanted to confirm I didn't have it and it was like hiding on me or something. Let's see. Ice bat or electric bat. I hadn't thought about applying like elemental theory to fire bat, I'll be honest. I feel like there probably should be some sort of unit that can deal impact damage in that way. I don't know. Yeah, that's true. The Aurora does deal impact damage. Didn't think about that. All right. I think I can throw together a patch right now, honestly. not seeing too much to worry about at this point. I do feel like everything should be good. Get some nice stability fixes in. They've got the Wendigo in HYDRA, but I don't mind the idea of putting together some melee units or some units that have melee advantages. Like maybe there could be a ranged vehicle that also can. Like the meme idea would be let's put a tank that has like a shredder on the front of it or something stupid like that, where it like deals damage if it's facing its target and in melee range, in addition to just using its tank weapon. But Terrans don't really like. It's not really the main focus of them. The idea of like power from front lines, you know, a lot of their main focus feels to me like just superior firepower, especially from longer range engagements with tanks and stuff, and area denial and stuff like that. And if you want to get technical, the Spider Mine is a melee unit, but not really a unit in the same sense that you can just use it normally, obviously. Let me move this below the... Actually, I have to do that pariah stuff now, since I forgot to do it earlier. Okay. So we got 40 right now. If we want 40 times 0.1, we just want to add 1 to 4 of these. So I say we do 6, 5. That might fuck up its pathfinding, unfortunately. Yeah, or the Infested Terran or the Scourge, right? It's like a suicide attack. What happens if I guess this would be a 20% speed increase if I made them even faster than that. But the other thing I wanted to do was go back into here. Oh, it must be in bullet. Yeah. It's still really long, honestly. We've got a couple of quick variants that I was able to put together with the Nathra core involved. So 1326 to 1328. Say place down between 1326, 1328, Nathra core 3. And we should be able to compile that. Let me take a look at pariahs now. Obviously, I still have to do their dat change. I'll do just open up real quick to prepare for. It's 87 on the units. Maybe I already did that. What was change? Oh. It's still not that significant, I don't think. Still feels pretty slow to me, so that's probably fine. Yeah, I definitely feel like units feel a lot better with the abilities enabled by default. Yeah. Apparently, I'd already defined my own changes over here, which is probably fine. There's already a graphic for that, but I'm not 100% sure what I want to do with that yet. I'm thinking I might end up having something like that, but I've significantly overhauled my idea of infestation recently. So, personally, that's where I'm coming from at this point. Okay. Oh yeah, and the other thing I wanted to add to general was debug message note. All right. What's up, Veek? What's going on? I'm gonna try to say your name. Apologies in advance. Beshde 2018. Can I make the Reaver have more range as a different type? I'm not sure what you would need to do to increase Reaver range. It's a crazy amount of hard code, but I'm not personally interested in doing that. You can already enhance or enchant your Reavers with other abilities like the range increase from height advantage, and also the range increase from the Magister passive. So in HYDRA, there are already some options for that. Oh, nice. Beshte 2018. I guess I can say some names. But yes, you definitely may ask what I'm working on. In fact, that is really the whole point of these streams, is so that I can work on stuff while flapping my gums to you guys. What's up, Balethal? Welcome. So HYDRA is essentially a remake or a re-envisioning of Brood War, but it's not just a remake in terms of like redoing the entire. I guess overhaul would be a better term for it than remake. And it's for an older version of the game. It's still built on the same engine. It doesn't work with the remastered patch. But if you go to fraudsclub.com, or you just type !HYDRA in the Twitch chat or the YouTube chat, whatever floats your boat, you'll get a link to the website that I was actually just updating with the latest stats. So this will tell you pretty much everything that you want to know about the project, and even some things you probably didn't want to know about the project, because that's how comprehensive it is. But there's an interactive tech tree that you can check out. You can see like all the different changes. This is the Terrans in their current implementation right now. Take a look at like the Zerg and what's been added so far. Take a look at the Protoss. If there's something that's like dotted lines, it'll say it's a way to show you that it's unimplemented yet, but there's stuff like that. So basically right now I've been working on the game state, trying to fix some issues. We've had to basically rip apart this engine and try to fix so many different issues or improve some limitations. And as a result of that, something that was caught in the crossfire was PvP synchronization is kind of fucked up right now. But we actually did get some progress made on fixing that today. That's been a long-standing issue with the data extenders, like some of the low-level stuff that we've had to use in order to add an arbitrary number of additional entries for like visual representation of units and stuff like that. So we're not out of the woods there yet, but things are getting better. Oh, of course, I didn't actually save my unit stat file. Classic. Well, I saved it now. But aside from that core issue and occasional instability due to some some crashes that we haven't yet fully figured out. For the most part, you can enjoy a game against the AI solo, or even co-op against AI is mostly synchronous, so you don't have to worry too much about that. And believe it or not, I'm actually about to ship a patch that adds even more stability and reworks the queen for the umpteenth time. I do need to add this unit stat file again. And then we are good to go. I don't think there's anything else. I guess just to make sure that I've got the latest files here, I should grab these. Pretty much a whole new version of Starcraft. Yeah, it's a brave new world. One of the things that I really enjoy about HYDRA, especially when newer people come in and they've never experienced anything like this, is you get a sense when you're playing the game, like it's almost similar to the sense of discovery when you were first discovering things about StarCraft. Like if you can remember, because most people who've played StarCraft, they've played it years and years ago, and they've played it for a long time. Or if they're coming back to it now, it's like they played it a long time ago, so they already kind of know what's up with the game in terms of like what the units are, right? But if you can remember back to when you first saw like in the campaign, they gave you access to Goliaths or something. You know, it's like, oh shit, Goliaths. That's a cool. What is this unit? That's such a cool unit. I like Goliaths. You know, stuff like that. Like you get that feeling, I think, even though a lot of our graphics are placeholder. You know, they're not going to be the final cut. We haven't had like custom graphics actually made for a lot of this stuff. Even though a lot of the particles are sometimes even missing, like we don't always have ability reads for certain things. Even though it's still very much a work in progress, under construction, rough around the edges, and not even necessarily stable. Going through HYDRA and experiencing the new tech trees for yourself as you're building new units, as you see your allies, your competent AI allies and enemies build those new units and use them against you and use them alongside you. It's a very unique feeling in the RTS space. That's probably one of the best aspects of HYDRA right now, is that feeling that you like, especially when you're coming in. Like, there's that novelty factor, but it feels like, you know, I don't know. For me, anyway, it's exciting to get my feet wet with this sort of thing and like really get dug in and try to understand a lot of this stuff. Obviously, I'm biased. I'm the creator, the main guy behind a lot of the creative concepts and stuff, but a lot of the people here have voiced similar things. And I especially think once I get a couple of the campaign missions remastered in that respect, actually remastered, not like StarCraft remastered, I'll probably have that feeling even more of like rediscovering something you already knew, but to a better, you know, in a different context, right? To a better degree. And of course, I hope to have substance beyond the novelty as well. But that novelty factor, I think, is really great for like hyping people up and pulling people in, and maybe helping them to look past some of the instabilities, which I certainly wish weren't there. But unfortunately, it's outside of our control how messy the engine actually is. So we'll say deploy 17 December. I can't go back to original StarCraft. That's what I like to hear. Yeah, original StarCraft is lame now, to be honest. Will the Marine can shoot grenade. What a line. Listen, if you want to implement all of this stuff, it's not really that difficult to do stuff like that. I encourage you to check out what you can. So this is the new Queen. They're not completely refactored because Infestation still works like the old one. It's going to be a while before we get that new Infestation working. But the new Queen is here, other than that, and this patch is now available publicly. Well, thank you, Beshta 2018. I appreciate the kind words. So, the most notable change here, Brood Spawn is now finally removed. So Brood Spawn was obviously renamed Spawn Broodling. For a while, it was just like an enhanced version of that. And now we've laid entirely into Parasite for spawning broodlings. So Parasite's now AoE, for those who are not aware. So it creates that overlay. That's its arming time. When that overlay disappears, the unit is permanently parasited unless that it's restored, and if they were to suffer a grim fate, they spawn 2 broodlings per supply cost. So in this case, you've got the lurker, cost 2 supply, so it'll spawn 4 broodlings. I think we're supposed to make it so that they spawn double the broodlings on creep, but we haven't yet done that just yet. That will be something that we can add in later on. It's probably just got to be added to that function. Now, that's the new parasite, right? So for one, it's AoE. There's more units in general in Hydra. The scale's bigger. There's no supply limit. So you're going to be seeing a large number of units anyway, which means you can probably nail a couple of units with that cast, or a lot of them if they're stacked air or something like that. So you can use this against your enemies. You can use this to enchant your allies and your own units so that when your units die, if say, imagine if you throw it on your Zerglings or something and then you charge them into an enemy attack force, you can, in the theory, you can have yourself spawning more units on the front line from your own units. But of course, you can also do it to enemy units to keep track of them. You can use it to reveal groups of cloaked wraiths or something to that effect if you wanted to. And so it could definitely come in handy. It's got a couple of niche cases outside of the main idea of empowering your units. The other thing to note is that whenever a broodling is spawned, you are going to see the queen benefit from instant energy gain per broodling spawn. So it's 5 per broodling that they're within a radius to spawn from. This is for any queen, well, any allied queen, I should say. So any queen that's allied to the spawning broodling player. So if I'm playing with a buddy and we're both Zerg and my unit, I've cast Parasite and his queen is around when that unit dies, he's going to get the benefit as well. It's within 6 range, which is a pretty healthy radius. Then we've got, the tooltip needs to be updated. So Ensnaring Brood, which creates this little ugly effect that we're going to update later on. And for 12 seconds after this cast, every attack will apply Ensnare. So, as you can see now, I'm going to attack. There's no ensnare. So I'll cast it again. And I can now ensnare any unit that gets hit by it. So that's the new Ensnaring Brood thing. The 12-second cost, or 12-second timed aspect of it, it might need to be updated. Honestly, I'm not 100% sure how I feel about that. But I think that positionally, if you can throw your units over your... that works for any allied organic, or any allied unit, actually. So you could do that to tanks or vultures or Protoss Air or whatever the fuck you wanted to. And because of that freedom, especially considering team games are the target for a lot of Hydra tech tree changes and stuff, I want like large battles with team games and stuff. You're going to see, I think, windows of opportunity created by that. So... let me just copy the tooltip here. And I also think maybe the slow is higher than 33% currently, so that's probably another thing I'm going to have to adjust. AoE makes it way more useful for revealing cloaked units? Yes, absolutely. Isn't double too much? Could be. Could be just enough. Could be not enough. We might need thousands of broodlings. Yes, that is also the case. I was also thinking about making it so that whenever an organic unit dies nearby or something, but that's already the Apostle, so... Oh yeah, that reminds me, actually. Dude, I love to show... anybody who's new to the stream, I always love to show... like, if they've never seen anything related to Hydra, my favorite thing, my go-to thing to show them is the Apostle. It's basically... it's one of 2 really epic abilities in the project, right? But it's time for Big Craft. Hold on. We're moving over to Big Craft. Big Craft view. And
bring them to me.
You've got a couple of you're going to hear the game audio for this one too, because it's very important that we do that. So we've got let's see. Marines. Some organic units. Oops, I accidentally crashed the game. Classic. Don't worry, that's not normally something you can do. It's just me typoing. Let's check this out. What else can I spawn here? Spawn lurker, I guess. I forget what lurker is. This one. Oops. No, it's 6-7. Oh well. And then. Okay.
Deathless. Endless.
Okay.
We walk.
Oh, I think we missed the Ultralisk, but that's okay. So now we'll get some ghosts here to execute these guys. Oh yeah, we gotta put our medics on hold pause. See, you gotta prepare yourself, guys. If you're not ready for this, you're gonna shit. In fact, you're probably gonna shit anyway, so.
Give me something to shoot. I'm here.
The Apostle injects them
Bring
with
them to
an agent that revives them with 50% health after they die.
I'm gone. Never know what hit 'em. I'm gone. Never know what hit 'em. I'm all over
Medics ignore the respawn animation because they really like to heal people. Yeah, the reverse death sound is really epic, honestly. It's probably my favorite part of this one. Can you stop? Oh, they're bugged. In fact, I forgot that even happens.
Endless.
But that's okay.
Standing by. Standing by.
One of the most intimidating ones is probably the Ultralisk, though, for my money. Something about the suddenness of it is pretty amazing.
Still breathing.
Ability is permanent until they die, yes. I mean, there's a bunch of benefits, honestly, to the Apostle. There might even be considered an overloaded unit, but...
Deathless. Endless. Yes.
Their basic attack has this benefit that if there's any allied organic within 3 range of the target, the allied organic is healed for 10% of that target's max health, which means you heal for 40 health if you're near an Ultralisk and the Apostle attacks it, which obviously means the Marines are like, they never end. I think for a while before I nerfed the attack speed of the Apostle, it was actually possible to get into a perpetual state of attacking,
Orders.
where the Ultralisk would never be able to defeat the Apostle. Wait, it might actually happen anyway. Yeah, it might still happen. Because, so the Ultralisk has built-in lifesteal anyway, right, as a default behavior. So it will never die, but then the Apostle heals for 40 health, which is exactly how much damage 2 Ultralisk attacks do. Just speed the game up real quick. Some say they are still fighting to this day.
Move.
Pretty funny stuff. So yeah, there you go. Hope you enjoyed the demonstration. Oh, before we go, I have to demonstrate one other thing, which is of course the most epic ability that exists. Other than that one. So this is the most powerful Protoss vessel in the entire game, the Star Sovereign. It's it's got some interesting behaviors. It's got this intervention passive. Whenever an enemy is within 5 range of the Star Sovereign's front, a salvo of missiles are fired. These missiles detonate on contact and deal damage in a small area. And then it has its primary weapon. Which deals explosive damage. So it can be pretty powerful, right? I'm not gonna dish out and not gonna say that it's not really powerful with its main weapon, right? However, it has one of the best abilities in the game, which is called the Grief of All Gods. Which is that. Which is still epic, even after I've already implemented it. Yeah, I think Darkstorm is still broken. It doesn't affect air units, notably. Oh, and he's still here, dude. Check. No, you can't say that, Tinnaman. What's wrong with you? There's no fucking way that's the first time you did that. That is pretty funny, though. Anyway, it looks like the issue that Kian is reporting is something that I should be able to fix relatively easily. It just means that I've got to go into weapon damage and add a null check for the attacker. Where's the simulacrum? I assume it's the target here and not the attacker. Because the attacker would probably... It doesn't really matter if the attacker is not... Well, I guess it actually should. My only concern with also adding a null check for the attacker is that obviously this essentially means that if they get a glancing blow from a spider mine or a scarab or an infested Terran, they won't activate the split. All right, see you later, dude. Thanks for popping in. Does that crash for you, Kian? Exactly what I was just talking about? Or what I just did, just walking a simulacrum into a Spider-Man? Okay. Oh, it looks like that fixed it then. It was just me forgetting a null check. Tweak snaring brood settings and add overlay fix simulacrum crash. Okay, I will add that to the list of things to fix, or that I have fixed. In bug fixes, we'll say simulacrum no longer crash when attacked by spider mines or... Well, we'll just say when they or their attacker are killed. Add add simulacrum note. You thought what was ripcord? Oh, thank you kindly for the follow. Mucho queso. Oh. No, ripcord is much more performant than this. Let me actually just make sure that the queen thing is correct now. Oh, it looks like I didn't actually add it. We can close this and that. And where is my... Oh, I must have closed it already. But yeah, if the simulacrum died or if their attacker died, it could potentially crash. Okay. There should probably be a sound eventually, but one thing at a time. The unit stat is actually from the last patch, I think. I have no idea, actually. So we'll say fix simulacrum, crash, and correct. Group tooltip. Yeah, should be good there. Just waiting on this to finish, because what is programming performance? Besides a myth? Yeah, do you remember when I was like copying coordinates from SEMDref maps for AI too? And did the same fucking thing? Okay. So that should be that should fix the issue. Hopefully it's not too difficult to deal with. You know, hopefully that's everything. I'm going to take a quick break, and when I come back, we will figure out something else to work on. I'm kind of aimless at this point, having actually shipped this patch, so maybe I'll go back to working on some custom terrain for the ice tile set. Find out what I decide to do when I return in a moment. I'm back. Okay, so since we've done that, like I was saying, I think it might be time to bounce on into some other work. And I was already in the middle of updating the Basilica port from Twilight to Ice, so I might as well finish that. I think it's technically in here. I think the cliff is fine, besides it looking a little finicky. Like, I would like to improve the actual visual quality, visual fidelity of the whole ordeal. Like, some areas just don't sit too well with me, more or less. I think it's stuff like this where you know, could stand to clean this area up a little bit. I don't know if I'll ever end up getting to the Brood Wars stuff. I hope by that point we'll have our own engine and I'll just work on my own game instead of dealing with Blizzard. But that remains to be seen. So I've already conceptualized a bit of a tech tree that I think would suit them, which would be stuff like having an orbital ship in as like a support craft thing, and that's actually where you would train units and buildings from the ship, and as time went on, like basically you would just use your ground forces to call them down, if that makes any sense. It's kind of abstract, but the idea that I had was you'd basically have something like an orbital ship that you access with a command, like a command card specific to it, and your local tech structures on the planet's surface are what allows you to unlock new units to requisition from. And once you've got units requisitioned, or once you've got units trained, you can use teleporter pads to deploy them. So there'd be teleporter pads for like smaller units, and then teleporter pads for larger units, and then maybe like some specialty teleporter pad for aircraft or something like that, spacecraft. So I'm not 100% sure if that, like how that would go in practice, but I like the idea of essentially making them their own race in theory, instead of them being like a modified version of Terran. I wanted to give them their own entire setup for how to interact with the game, basically. And you know how like all the other races have their own unique ways to build stuff and to train units, and well, I guess not train units. Zerg does, but Protoss and Terran are identical in that respect. But I think the idea of having something like that is, I don't see anything wrong with it. I'll put it to you that way. I think there's plenty of potential for that sort of thing to be successful. But Brood War itself is very limited with what you can actually do. So, like in terms of adding a brand new race, that's pretty ambitious stuff. So I'm not 100% sure that I'd be able to do it on a technical level. And then there's the problem of finding graphics for everything as well. All right, I want to take a look at the ramp here. As I understand, I think I cut away too heavily against this. Maybe like 2 pixels more down. But I also don't know if that's something that rings true. Yeah, it looks like 2 pixels. I don't know why that pattern exists there. Oh, it's probably the kind of... Yeah. Oh, I see. Cut away too heavily on the actual cliff itself. Okay. Yeah, it had its own mask issue apparently. I'm still not 100% sure if that's enough, but we'll take a look in game or in the editor, I guess. All right. Oh. Yeah, so what I was thinking is originally the Apostle unit that revives Terrans, or it revives organics, that was originally going to be a UED unit. Instead of them having medics, they would have that. But oh, check this out. At some point, I fucked up that tile set bit. I'm also not really a big fan of how the snow turned out on the steps. I should definitely go back and see if I can't make that look a little bit better. Oh, it's because I have to clear the mega tiles first, I think. destroyed. What a piece of shit program, honestly. What is error reporting? All right, we need to do import. Oh no, we need the data. I just found the bug, actually, hilariously enough. Well, it's not really a bug, but it's annoying. But yeah, basically, I would never want to make it so that the, for example, the UED have a medic, and the another race also has a medic. Like that would feel really weird to me. That would feel more like they're just a modified version of Terrans. For my money, I think it's better to just completely diverge them. Make them their own proper race in that sense. Right, now that we've finally done that. Oh. See how it looks. Yeah, I think maybe one more pixel or even 2 more pixels of like snow obfuscated junk would probably come in handy here. I don't know where that came from. That looks like PyTile fucking up. Or I need to take a closer look at the dithering. But I think like 1 or 2 pixels would probably help me out here. So we'll jump back in here. Oh, it actually is in here somehow. I think I probably fucked up the mask somehow. I think I have to do this. And that should fix it. Yeah. So it's just me screwing up the mask, it looks like. Easy enough fix. Yeah, yeah. It's mostly for the gameplay side of things, I should mention. Not necessarily because it makes the most sense. There you go. Kind of looks like a snow pile. I don't know what's causing that. Something like once you recycle shit or change megatiles manually or something, it comes back to bite you in the ass if you try to add stuff. I don't know why that would be the case, though. So I guess I would just close and reopen after doing that. So if this works out to my liking visually, I'll make the quick higher versions of it, and we'll see where we go. So now, wait, did we even add the right stuff? Oh, a classic move. Forgot to mirror it. Ay, ay, ay. Getting pranked over here. By myself. Well, I guess we'll test out the other one in that case. But then I feel like it does line up with that, but we've somehow fucked up the left-facing thing on this mirror. So, hold on. Let me manually deal with this. I'm pretty sure this is already like this, but somehow we keep getting screwed up results. All right. Maybe that's good then. If you can believe it, this is still way more efficient than it used to be. I'm not sure what you're referencing, Bailithal. That is 100% a bug. What do you mean y'all see it eventually? If you know there's something fucked up, just tell me what it is. It is still fucked up. I'm not really sure why. I already mirrored this. Where is it fucked up? They're mirrored. Oh, it looks like it is a pixel off somehow. Oh, you're talking about this. The lower mask. The fuck? I don't know why I needed to mirror it again. What? Why? Yeah, I needed more than other mask. I thought you were talking about the other Photoshop file. Not the lower mask of the... of something completely different. I think maybe the issue is actually with... yeah. So the issue is actually with this central one, which is, what, like 3 pixels in total off? Why is it not toggling my... Oh. No, it's fine. Just confused. Alright, fix that. But you know what this means, of course, is that now the ramp was going to be fucked up because I used that as my test case. Like, I'm pretty sure if I use the ramp as my... test case here, now the ramp is too far up by, looks like just 1 pixel though. Well, the good news is I can resolve this just with this upper mask. The fuck? Oh my god. Fuck off, dude. Maybe I set something opacity-wise. Oh yeah, this isn't even supposed to be here, I don't think. That's what happened. I just accidentally toggled that on. What a confusing fucking PSD file. More like PTSD at this point. Come on, dude. Quit fucking with me. I don't know if that means that it actually saved my changes or not, because I don't remember if I saved before trying to do that. So I guess I'm just re-importing everything to be safe, because fuck this program. When your best is this. Time to move on, man. Still needs a reduction. I'm typing back to you. You know, you have to be able to work through when it's not a joy at all to work with your shitty fucking tools, but I really feel like I've been disciplined enough in that regard. I really don't need to continue suffering, I don't think. The overcorrection. More like the it's over correction. Surely I'm done now. Finally. Other issues that I should try to fix later, but good to finally have this taken care of. Well, looks good to me. So we'll ship those fixes as well as a version with some other stuff. Everything here looks fine. Yeah. Besides that height issue. All right. I'll extract the updated version of this. What's going on, Pullman? How you doing, dude? Hope your flight home was safe and all that. Or flight... Are you still going to the area? I forgot to ask you about that, actually. If you're going home or somewhere else. Oh, wait, I just realized, actually. I need to go another direction here. Because this is supposed to be fixed as well. It's alright, I don't need to do all of the cleaning again, so I can just export this text file over here and call it done. It's good to hear, man. Yeah, I'm doing pretty well. I obviously did that show that you saw the other day with Vu. And I'm actually looking to... I'm recording another one tomorrow. It's not that same episode, but recording another sort of talk show roundtable. Talk about some North American-centric stuff. I want to record a Map Analysis video later on today, but I've got a shovel because the winter has actually arrived now, and we're dealing with some snow. So exactly, NACS law. Oh yeah, I should close all this stuff. Do I have... I do. Don't even need to finish that question. Yeah, it was funny. I was working on this a while back. Well, not this specific thing, but I was basically I was working on an ice map because I hadn't had any snow. And lo and behold, you know, ask and you shall receive. Do I... Did I miss something? Well, I guess I can't interpret this because it's a BMP right now. If I had to guess, that would be why. There we go. Yeah, suddenly. But the cliffs here that you're seeing, they're actually originally in another tile set in the same game, which I guess in Counter-Strike terms would be like if one map or one texture pack or something like that had like it was from one map and you retexture it to work properly, like look visibly correct in another map. That's basically what I'm doing here. So if you took like the Inferno trims for some of the walls and ported them and like put snow on them and stuff, that's basically what I've been doing here, except it's 2D art, so it's a little bit more finicky and well, the challenges are just different, we'll say. I won't necessarily say one is easier than the other, because I simply do not know if that is true. But I had to make sure that I did a relatively decent job with the. I'm no artist, so I'm just essentially doing a bit of work here and there where I can. And hoping that it doesn't look horrible. All right, I think we can call that one done. How you doing, Milestone? All right, man. I'll DM you a little bit later on. Figure out some time stuff, but I'm sure you're just chilling and enjoying your family time. So enjoy that. And yeah, stay safe and all that. Thankfully, I can just increase the height up one level for medium low, medium high, and up 2 levels for high high, and everything will be epic. Save that. We'll say group multi-selection. We'll say shift height up, and then shift height up, shift height up. Oh yeah, and then I've got to make them all unbuildable. So I feel like this should be fine. Just quickly check if there are any unused tiles. Doesn't look like it, so we'll go ahead and get out of here. Now the only thing I have got left to do for this is to add it to the brush for the tile set. And then I think we'll probably call it there. Not because I want to call it there, but because I have to shovel before anything else happens. So there you go. Oh. Well, I've gotten myself set up over here, but I forgot to actually add the latest tile set to the editor, so that's pretty funny. Classic move. Yeah, you imagine I just jump into the sky with a satellite called SEM Draft 2 and start repainting. Let me see if I can find the settings here for this. Hold on one sec. We're trying to figure out what's up with the plugins. Hopefully we can get those publicated soon. The move is in progress. It's going to make it so that we have to reset our personal Git repository things because we're moving it to a different folder, but it shouldn't be that big of a deal. There's only 3 of us anyway who've actually been working on the plugins or who have like repositories locally, so. Now, in theory, if you end up finding some sort of, like if you end up adding some sort of feature or changing some sort of thing or fixing some sort of bug within GPTP or within A's, although I wouldn't recommend ever using Rust for anything, you'll be able to do the merge request thing the same way that you were doing it for the tools for PyTile, which is nice. Though I don't expect too much of that to happen, but I did want to actually say thanks for fixing up some issues with those, and definitely a net positive. All right, halfway done with this, and then we can ship the editor update. Appreciate you, actually. And of course, appreciate Veek. Is that thing that you DM'd me, Veek, actually the only thing you even need to do? If that's the case, it's super easy. With the way that you were talking about the local access being messed up, I thought it would be much more involved. Yeah, I wonder if it's possible to just do something like requesting, like making a change yourself and then requesting it without having to fork. Like requesting, whatever you would call that, I don't even know. I guess instead of merge request, it would be a push request. Interesting. All right, so we'll call this, wait for it, fix issues with. Ah, shit. What's that keyboard shortcut to change your keyboard locale again? It's like Alt Shift or something? Yeah, there we go. And then down here I'll say Basilica issues have been corrected. Right, yeah. I can definitely see the utility. Okay, let me jump in here and fix the, where is it? Add this. Add that. Add that. I'm going to jump over here to beta commit. Pull this. Whenever it's done with that, we can stage all these files and say pretty much the same commit that we had over here. Now, the one thing I will say about this is that now I should probably add something to the release README or something like that to denote that we have. Oh, yeah, the projects themselves are not actually visible for some reason, but I should be able to fix that now. There we go. Okay, I think that'll do it for my stream today. We were able to get some work done, thankfully, on the tile set stuff, as well as fixing and snaring brood, and doing some other junk. So that was pretty good. I feel accomplished. Time well spent. Definitely be coming back tomorrow for another one of these, I think. But I've got to get my game on and do it early in the morning because I do have a talk show to record later on in the evening from my time. So guess it'll depend on that, but I'm pretty sure I'll be back on a little bit earlier for some more stuff. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for hanging out. I'm going to go shovel and get some food. Bye-bye.